Hello, seniors, and Happy New Year. It's AJ here talking about an option I want you to consider for your Phase 3 project of Senior Capstone, and that's the entrepreneurial track. I mentioned this during Get Invested this summer. Basically, if you enjoyed that week of coming up with your own business and all that and pitching it, you'll love this option for your final phase of Senior Capstone. So let me pitch the idea a little bit to you of you trying out being an entrepreneur for this next semester. So a little bit about entrepreneurs. Here are some common myths about entrepreneurs that you may or may not know about or believe, but they are definitely myths. That they're the smartest, most highest achieving people. They get the highest grades in school. Or that they always work alone. They're like go-getters, I'm just going to do it by myself, no one can help me. That they're born. You're born an entrepreneur, and if you're not, then you can't be one. Another myth is that they are risk takers, that everything they're doing is just a big gamble. That they're charismatic, they get people to follow them, they're the kind of outgoing leaders in our community. And that they're undisciplined, they kind of make a decision here or there, and they're otherwise pretty lazy. None of these are true. Some common traits of entrepreneurs that are true is that entrepreneurs tend to be focused on becoming an expert in an area. They find a problem or a solution and they want to know everything about it because they want to solve that problem with a solution. They use their resources and their community really wisely. So they work with people really well and they work hard at that. They're great at collaboration and building relationships. They're disciplined and focused on solving a problem. They study a problem or a solution, and actually the combination of both, very carefully, so that when they do start their business or they make a decision about their business, it's not a risk, it's a calculated decision. And they know the work that they enjoy doing. They don't like to work for other people necessarily. They like working for themselves, and they like to rely on other people as resources and employees that get the job done that they don't necessarily enjoy doing. Like maybe they love doing the books and the accounting, or maybe they really dislike it, so they would decide whether they want to do that or choose someone else that they would pay. So what does an entrepreneur do? They basically come up with either a better, cheaper, or faster solution to a problem, or more personable, more enjoyable for a client or a customer. And you can either start with a solution, like maybe you just have this great idea and you try to find the market or the problem in which that solution fits. Or you start with a problem, something you're super passionate about, and then you start learning more and more about it and find a solution that you think will work. Generally, they are either disrupting an entire industry, coming up with a brand new way to do everything. Like maybe it's someone who's came up with an idea of, I don't want to see any more laptops anymore. That would disrupt an entire industry, and come up with a solution for that. Or upgrade, like, oh, I've got the best laptop ever. It just completely disintegrates the competition. Or find a new application. Maybe you've seen something like you've seen your teachers take attendance and you're like, I wonder if that could be used in another completely different arena. And those are just little examples, but anyways, that's what an entrepreneur does. So what's the process? Basically, you've got two steps, and both of them are a lot of work, and you kind of go back and forth between them. But ideation, or coming up with an idea, and validation, making sure your idea will work. So ideation involves identifying your customer, and that means understanding their needs, empathizing with them, their rational needs, emotional and social needs, who they are, what their demographics are, where they're located, those kinds of things. And on both of these, ideation and validation, it's follow through with the research. The research is not a Google search or a Wikipedia article. You're on your own with this, but there are many resources out there. Your biggest resource is going to be talking to people to get their opinion. I do music, as I think you all know, and when I am working on a song, I've found that it's really the best if I share my lyrics with my closest friends, get their reaction, share some of the song elements like the melody and stuff like that. And the more I talk to people about it and get their opinions and incorporate their feedback, the better my song turns out. And so it's the same with understanding your customer and your problem or solution. I have one more thing to say about this. Also with knowing your customer, a huge question to ask is, who else should I talk to about this? And so that kind of lines up your work for you, because now you have to talk to that person and this other one, and you have a connection to them. Obviously, it does take money. For this semester, you won't need any money for what you're doing for the most part. That would be a decision you'd have to make. But just to understand how money is dealt with in these kind of business transactions, you can bootstrap a business if you're doing a startup. Basically, that means you try to gather money from any source that you can, whether it's starting your business off and start providing services for money, or taking your just personal finances and using them. The idea behind bootstrapping is basically you don't give away any part of your business or any equity. So you remain the owner of your business. You could take out loans from a bank or whatever, wherever you can get a loan, and that's just another way to get money. You could still bootstrap, meaning you keep your equity. Or you could also sell equity, though. You could say, I have this awesome idea for a business. For 10% of ownership, I will sell that to you for this much to investors. So companies go any of these directions. We just wanted you to know about how that works. And no matter what, when you do a startup, you win. So even if the company fails, you still succeeded because you tried and you had a company and then it didn't work. Well, that's actually a good thing for your experience and your resume building and for your next company. Another option would be that you maintain the business. This could become your career for the rest of your life. It's something that you do as your main gig. You could sell the business. So this happens a lot right now, especially in tech. Facebook or Apple will buy an entire business for millions or billions of dollars sometimes, and then incorporate it into their own business model. IPO and ICO are just ways in which your business can go public. So think stock market. So you could sell stocks to sell off some of your equity as your business grows. So for this option of phase 3, I have some information that's going to be important for you. So what you'll need to do is come up with another business idea. It could be the one you did from Get Invested this summer, or it could be brand new. So you validate the idea, you create a pitch deck, and you pitch in some competitions that we're going to be holding. You can do this alone or in teams. This time, this is for real. Like, these are real ideas that we want you to really consider working on. And that means what you determine as your team is completely up to you. And that means if you want to work alone, you can. In order to do this, though, you have to have phase 1 and 2 projects, as well as your portfolio, completely up to date and on schedule. If you are interested in doing this for your phase 3 project, please talk to an instructor or email me directly at aj.daughtry@wisted.edu. And I'll see you later.